This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock. Ay. What a weekend. Oh, that's all I got to say. What a weekend. Dramatic Hollywood finishes, interceptions that aren't interceptions, double fumbles. I mean, it was the type of weekend to make you lose your hair. It was the type of weekend to make you love college football all over again. If you watched all of the games, if you watched all the games, if you only watched a certain amount of games, whatever schedule provided, I get it. But to be honest, I don't think I left my house besides maybe once to get food in the morning. I watched football all day. And then Friday night, same thing. I didn't, man. Anyway, okay. So first off, before I get any further, too far ahead of myself, I would like to go ahead and the beer of this episode is Cali Squeeze Blood Orange, 5%. Got it at my favorite habit providing store, Total Wine. And honestly, I just got it because it said it was blood orange, and I just wanted to see what, because last time the can fooled me. So I just was like, you know what, it's time to try to pick something that sounds good, maybe, and go from there, because we tried the cool can and it failed us miserably last time. So this time we went with a citrus wheat ale. I'm not going to lie, I'm fucking with it. Really good. It's almost like a summer kind of drink, but it's not too orangey, not too, so. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's get to the news you can booze to. First up is Illinois for real. Like, Illinois is undefeated. They beat Nebraska Friday night in overtime, and they look like the real deal. Playoffs might be a stretch just because they don't really play a lot of people that are ranked and things of that nature, but they definitely could come up with a good bowl game this year. They're a little too far down the ranks right now, I think, to be in the playoffs, but they are balling right now. They have been going crazy. Beating Nebraska was big. And even though it came down the stretch, and it was a lot of it was just a lot of great plays. If you watch that game, there was some great playing going on. So USC versus Michigan might have been one of the best games of the year. USC lost. USC's been in a couple massive big games already. Hence why they haven't dropped far in the rankings. But they lost to Michigan in a very, very close game. Michigan can run the ball. Everybody kind of knows that. That's been their MO for decades. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been their, whatever, for years and years and years. Everybody knows Michigan runs the ball. But can they throw it? Like, last year with JJ and the offense, they at least threw the ball. Like, they had play actions and things like that. Dude, Orgy had only 32 yards. And yes, that is his name. Only 32 yards the entire game. Entire game. Which is crazy. Like in college football, where they just air it the fuck out, he only had 32 yards. Now, Michigan ran the ball. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, he probably didn't play the whole game. No, he played the entire game. The whole game. 32 yards. They're going to need to figure that out later on down when it starts coming to more Big Ten conference games, because you can't beat all of the Big Ten that way. It just is, it's impossible. But we shall see. Hopefully this was part of the plan. They won, so that whatever, it worked, right? But I think they'll be in trouble if they try to stick to that route. Man, Utah versus Oklahoma State was wild. First off, no Cam. Y'all know how I love me some Cam Rising. and Utah still won. So, I mean, you know. But they didn't win because of the quarterbacks. Well, they could have won because of the quarterbacks. They got two. Each quarterback had two interceptions. Each quarterback had two interceptions. So it's crazy as it sounds. I really, like I said from the very beginning of the season, I feel like Utah's going to win the Big 12. And when they win the Big 12, they in the playoffs. Bang! Easy, easy money. Um, you can bet the house on that one because like I told everybody, like Cam, even without Cam, they won. So that's crazy that Oklahoma State let them get away with that one. Um, I don't know. Oklahoma State with that loss dropped pretty heavy. They're down to like 21 now, and they're about to get into some real tough conference play with Kansas State coming up at home, and then after that they got to face BYU, who BYU might be the sleeper in all of college football right now. Besides Illinois, BYU might be the biggest sleeper in the country right now because they not only beat Kansas State, they whooped Kansas State, and they're doing it in such a fashion like they just find different ways to score, different ways to stop you from scoring. So I don't know. I feel like BYU is the sleeper of the college football world right now. So Tennessee versus Oklahoma. Sadly, I saw this coming. It was on Bet a Beer, Bet the House. I said that Tennessee would cover, and they did. Um, Only reason this game was even that close, I feel, is because it was in Oklahoma. It was like 9 point. They won by like 9 or 10 points. Tennessee did. Um, I just didn't expect Oklahoma to be able to stick with them, and I was right. Um, but my takeaway from watching that game, though, was Tennessee is good. They're not great yet, or they didn't show any signs of greatness. Like they should have put that game away. That game could have been an absolute disaster, blowout. Oklahoma should have been talked bad about all throughout college football, and they weren't. They stuck with them. Now that's either a test to Tennessee, not really that great, or that's a test to Oklahoma's better than we think. Me, I'm gonna go with the first one because I feel like Tennessee kind of like I don't know if they didn't have that dog, they didn't have that killer in them. Like they didn't want to just go straight for the jugular and put the SEC world on notice, like BYU did to Kansas State in the Big 12. Like they put everybody on notice. We not here to play. So I feel like I don't know. I feel like with Alabama, I mean, I'm sorry, it's not Alabama, excuse me, Georgia and Kentucky coming up, I just, oh no, they do play Alabama, excuse me. I'm looking at their schedule right now. Playing Alabama in the next few weeks, Kentucky and Georgia before the season ends. I just don't feel like Tennessee is going to get a fair shake in the SEC as far as like, I know they're not going to get to the championship because that just ain't going to happen. But I feel like they are not going to make as deep a run as everybody's trying to hype them up for. I think that they're good, yes, but they're not there yet. Yeah. So another sleeper that I don't think enough people are talking about, and it's kind of crazy to me because like Louisville is undefeated, and they have a really tough part of their schedule coming up. But after that, it's all downhill. And I do mean all downhill. They got Notre Dame coming up next. Then they got SMU, which seems to be getting their shit together. They put belts of ass on fucking TCU, which, again, better beer, bet the house. I said they would cover. I said they would win. It would be close, but I said they would win, and then they put belt to ass. So, but I think after Louisville gets past those two, if they can win both those games, I don't see them losing another game. Now, the one game that I am worried about for them is Notre Dame. I don't think Notre Dame is going to let them just push them over. But Louisville is very um, defensive, very, very physical team, and I don't think that they are worried about it. They are coming with a vengeance. Everybody keep talking about Liberty and Liberty making the con. Man, y'all make room for Louisville. They are undefeated and they got some. They got something to prove, and I feel like they may be able to slide up in the playoffs. But again, you heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? Just now on to the Hollywood finish. Now on to, as ESPN's Paul Feinbaum said, the most entertaining thing on television, the motherfucking Colorado Buffaloes, bro. Unbelievable win in OT. They beat Baylor. First off, it should not have gone that far. Let's just say this. Baylor came out to prove something. Baylor came out to put in work. And to me, I feel like Sanders was getting killed all game. I mean, that O-line, bro, like somebody said on Twitter or X that the entire offensive line should have a scholarship pulled. Like, damn. I ain't going that far, but that's crazy. Excuse me. They were letting Baylor get through there and just basically just dog Sanders. Um, but he figured it out. He threw, like I said, at the end of it. It 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 almost was like a Hollywood finish, like the way it went down. Like it went down to the wire to get to OT. He had to throw a Hail Mary and then Travis Hunter had to do. It's like, wait, what? How did they come all the way back, win the game, and just yeah? The Dion slander has since been very, very quiet. A lot of people, ESPN's Paul Feinbaum especially, has retracted some of their words. But I don't feel like they gonna really. I feel like they can make a nice little run at the Big 12 championship and make a run at the Big 12, but I don't think that they're going to win it. Obviously, like I said before, I got Utah taking the whole thing. BYU is gonna be a problem too. So Colorado got some work to do, man. But yeah, it's been a very, very quiet. It's been a very, very quiet ESPN dogging Deion Sanders kind of role. So with all that said, it's time for the beer goggles of the week. And first up, we're gonna go with my boy out of Virginia Tech, Mr. Kyron Jones. Come on down, sir.
Jones to throw, pressure. Gets sacked. Safety. That's going to be a safety. And it is.
First off, how how do you how do you even do that? Like, how do you even fathom? Like, how does that work? You, I don't know. That man was drunk before the game. He just, I don't know what he was doing. Listen, at the end of the day, you got to be better than that, man. You the quarterback. You got that's hold on to the ball, man. Anyway, and then next up, uh, California University linebacker Ryan McCullough. I don't know what the hell you was looking at, what you were doing, but you two, come on down.
Second down and 10. How about two drives taking nearly 30 combined plays for Cal in the second half alone, result in two missed field goals. There's trail by 5. We all go late.
Where you going, fam? I don't understand what the hell you was looking at. Somebody said on X that it was like somebody pressed the button for the wrong player and he turned around and yeah, like bro, you switched to the wrong player. I don't know what the hell you were doing. It wasn't that great of a fake out. So I'm really trying to figure out like there's really no excuse. My man had to be drunk. The beer goggles was on. Crazy. But like I said, college football was great. So there's really only like 2 of those beer goggles in the whole country that I saw. I've been running through film all crazy. So now we on to the six-pack of the week. So first up, man, this dude is somebody need to find this man on a top five conference team. He don't deserve to be here. He needs to be, definitely needs to be in a bigger conference because this is crazy.
Here's Pleasant. He's going to have a chance here at the 6-yard line. Pleasant. Good space. Almendarez trying to track it down. He can't. It's Rayshawn Pleasant. He is going to go the distance for the touchdown.
The man wasn't
95-yard kickoff return for the score. Minutes of the second half. How about the first four?
The man was not touched. That's crazy. Not touched. Not one person touched him. That's insane. I'm sorry. Everybody on the kick return or the kickoff team, sit down. Y'all need to have a seat. Because ain't no way y'all just let this man run 96 yards and not get touched. Not touched. Moving on. Big time Navy quarterback. I mean, these are some gargantuous runs. Absolutely crazy. I don't know how you let a quarterback from that far. He's damn near at the goal line. Listen, I mean, this is why it's college, and everybody was complaining about NCAA 25 and how it's not realistic. I mean, seemed pretty realistic to me. So, yeah, we'll drink to that. So next up. Like I said, we had a double fumble, man, and I don't know if it's possible how it happened. I mean, I know it's possible. But I'm saying I don't know how it happened. How it's even possible that this happened the way? Yeah. Anyway, it was.
Now Marks joins Miller Moss. They're bringing more than three, and hit. Dumped by Josiah Stewart, and that's Grant going the other way. I don't know if there's a whistle or not, and now Mark's got the ball back.
Michigan USC, man. Like I said, one of the best games this weekend, this year maybe, and that it just adds to it, man. Like I don't know. A double. I haven't seen nobody snatch out nobody. That's crazy. That double fumble was crazy. Like he just snatched that back from him. Like no, I need that back. All right, man. So remember when I said Colorado had the Hollywood finish? I would be wrong if I didn't have them on the six-pack of the week. And yeah, so. First, we got to play the Hail Mary because you just got to play it. Absolutely crazy. But that's not even the best part. In OT, game on the line, Baylor about to score, Heisman. Heisman. Listen, if Hunter is not in the discussion of Heisman, you don't know football. Just say you don't know football, because that man right there is absolutely going crazy, playing both sides of the ball, putting up numbers, going crazy. All right, and next up, Illinois had some great, Illinois and Nebraska had some great plays. There was a catch interception thing that everybody's been talking about. But in the midst of that, it kind of got lost in the fact that somebody had the nastiest one-hand catch in this game. And he switched.
I don't know how he caught it.
Oh, that's amazing.
He's obviously got stickum on his hands.
Whoa.
Nah, that's crazy. It ain't the catch of the year because that USC catch versus LSU was crazy. But that's definitely in the top 5 of that's top 5 right there. And the punt return that nobody can believe, but everybody's been talking about.
Well, now the punt. And that one might have been touched, maybe. Scooped up by the return man, Parker Kingston. And now he's going to turn the corner. There he goes. Kingston to the 50. Still going. Kingston. Touchdown.
I don't understand. I don't even know how to explain. He muffed the punt, first off. He broke tackles, second. And last, he just ran damn near the whole field. Bro, that's crazy. That's one of the best plays of the year. One of the best plays of the year, period. Point blank. And BYU, man, they look serious. And they look serious. So, on today's episode, man, I want to talk about, let's talk about money, man. So there's this video going around of a presser where Shedeur is talking about a trust fund. Shedeur Sanders, who Hollywood finish, all that good stuff. And I really wanted to talk about the NIL because with Reggie Bush coming out suing NCAA and saying that he needs more money, that he should be compensated and things like that. It's bringing this all up to me because of some facts. It's I don't think we talk enough about the NIL and the effect it's having on college football, right? Or we talk about it, but I think we also talk about it from kind of an unfair standpoint. A lot of people, it's been tipped in the favor of the NCAA and the conferences and things like that for so long that it's starting to. The transfer portal, the NIL, all of it, it's the wild, wild west right now. And it's crazy that he even said, it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. And I think it's a lot of players like that right now that are thinking that way, that are thinking it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. But a lot of people don't make it to the next level, right? They don't make it to the NBA. They don't make it to the NFL. Hell, they don't make it to hockey. They don't make it to baseball, MLB. You know what I'm saying? So, I think the biggest thing about the NIL that is making it so outrageous is the amounts of money, and there's no regulations about it. Now, me personally, I don't believe that football players especially didn't get paid, whether it was under the table or whatever the case, whether they got free meals, whatever, free drink, whatever. I get it. But my thing is like I said, it's been tipping. It was tipped so far to the right or left or whatever you want to say for the NCAA to make billions upon billions upon billions of money with television deals, ticket sales, merch, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And my thing is, with the rights and things like that, with the college football video games, the college basketball video games, that all those things come into play when you start talking about that. Now, do I think the NIL is good for NCAA or for college sports in general? Yes. I think it's time that people stop getting in trouble for, going out to dinner with the coach and things like that. Like, that's stupid. Like, again, the NCAA had tipped it so much to them, they didn't want anybody else to get a piece. And it was like, well, now y'all have tipped it. Now you've let basically everybody go to the other side and say, well, shit, y'all been treating them like slaves, da, da, da. And realistically, that's not the truth, right? The truth is they still get an opportunity to get a free education paid for. And a lot of these universities are not fucking cheap. Let's be real. But also, Sanders, prime example, a lot of these guys think they're going pro within the first 2 years that they get there. And if they don't like what they hear and they out, they're going to go start somewhere else. People's main complaints when it came to basketball, some of these football teams and some of these other sports and things like that, when it came to college sports, was you don't get to know the players anymore. They don't stick around long enough. Well, the NIL actually will help them stick around long enough. These college players are gods in the city that they play in, man. They are fucking local celebrities, and they're getting paid like real celebrities. Why in the fuck would they leave that, right? The problem, I think, where it has is there's no regulation. There's no, hey, you can't say that or do that. You can't do this. You can't do that, because the simple fact is that coaches who also were making millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars could walk away and leave you stranded and stuck, while you committed to this team, and now you scrambling and trying to go figure out who you're going to play. What if the system don't work for you? What if there's different things, right? Neither here nor there. But now the transfer portal and the NIL is all hit kind of like a wave at the same time, right? Like, it's like a tidal wave. It's like, oh, the NIL is just going to be millions of dollars to these kids. And I refuse to call them kids. And the reason I say that is because if you're old enough to fight in the military, smoke, vote, you are old enough to be called a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman. That is my personal preference, our personal opinion. Some people still think of these people as kids. I get it. I'll say young adults. That's about as far as you're going to get out of me. But for every young adult that we try to coddle and make sure that they don't fail and make sure that they get their degree, which nowadays degrees don't mean as much nowadays. There are some people with 4-year degrees that cannot get jobs. It is just the nature of the beast, right? It is just the nature of the world changing. And I feel like the NILs and things like that are going to help people, say like a Hunter, to buy and get his family out of poverty and things like that. Now, granted, you're going to have your failures. You're going to have your people that are the Ryan Leafs but those people happen in professional sports just as much as they happen in college, or just as much as they happen in the real world of non-sports entertainment and stuff like that. You're going to have your fuck-ups. But I guarantee you're going to have more good stories or stories of people changing their lives for the better than you will have for fuck-ups or failures, right? Now, I think also with education, and I think with food, and I think with travel, and I think with all that stuff like that, that they get compensated. Basically, they get, plus the NILs. It does need to be regulated. Transfer portal needs to be a little more, I won't say strict, but it needs to be a little more regulated as well, because the simple fact is, like, both of them just kind of like, it's willy-nilly. Whoever gets to do whatever they want to do, and, fuck it, who's paying the highest, blah, 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 to the highest bidder, which is cool. But, with gambling being so prevalent, and I don't have no problem with that, because obviously I bet and I gamble and I make money, and y'all listen to me, bet a beer, bet the house and stuff like that. So I don't have a problem with that. But you're going to have more and more stories, if it's not regulated, for the NILs, for the deals, of motherfuckers owing some money. We've already seen it in NBA where people are gambling on themselves and getting caught and things like that. I don't even want to think about the college ranks or where that's going to be at and where what is eventually going to happen with that. Granted, these things, if they're going to happen, they're going to happen. These are unforeseen circumstances that you can't shield everybody from these things. They're going to be catastrophic losses, but they're only going to be catastrophic losses because of some factors. They're just meant to happen. They just have to happen. That is life. But I get it. The NCAA does need to step in and regulate and rectify some of the wild, wild west that is going on right now. Because people making, young adults that are just turning 18, just getting out of mom's house, things like that. We make bad decisions as young adults. I was one of them, okay? I was all the way in Japan, right out of high school, in the military, and I wasn't even making nowhere near that kind of money, and I was wilding out. So I can only imagine if you got millions upon millions upon millions. But that doesn't mean that they shouldn't get some type of compensation. What I think, though, it should be in tiers. It should be something regulated to help them, something regulated to help them keep it at a scale, if you will. Also, I feel like the NFL has done with their rookies, and it's working. A lot of their rookies are not out blowing bags and being bankrupt within the first 5 years of being, or 3 years, or whatever the case may be, and being in the NFL and then being injured and, I don't have nothing else to do. You're starting to see a lot more sports analysts, podcasts, all these things that are going on from the younger generation that is coming into the NFL and the NBA and things like that, because the NFL and the NBA have classes, like an orientation, if you will. When you come in, this is what you need to do. This is how you're going to do that. Don't spend your money on this. You should probably look at this. Everybody's going to come with their hand out. Blah, 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 blah. Those lessons aren't being taught in the NCAA. I don't care what nobody says. I've only seen like 1 or 2 coaches that have even, in the media anyway, have even had those discussions about that. And this, the one that they've been slandering until as last week or so. But I feel like they should have some type of orientation, especially for these freshmen that are coming in, supposed to be the 5-star recruit. You're going to have everybody and their mama with their hand out telling you about a business offer or what they can do for you and da-da-da-da-da. Orientations, somewhat classes, and hell, even a fucking IRA or a savings account. It's some extra admin shit, and we shouldn't have to do it, but, I mean, if they're going to fuck it off, they're going to fuck it off regardless. Let them fuck it off. But if you put up every fail-safe that you physically, mentally, and emotionally, and financially could for them, then if they mess it up, that's on them. That's how I feel. I feel like that is one of the biggest things that needs to be kind of tapered or figured out in the NCAA. Other than that, man, college football has been great. College football has been great. I don't care about the conference changes because I feel like with SEC, they really just need to make it 2 big-ass conferences and just go on about their business. But problem is everybody wants their own money too. So, right. So if anything, I would say that most of the NIL deals and things like that, I don't have a problem with. I really honestly feel like it's a good look for NCAA or college sports for kids to get paid, because hell, the baseball player that's getting free food and things like that wouldn't have had that opportunity without having the NIL and things like that. The lacrosse player that nobody cares about, now he can actually get some, wages while he's in school and things like that. I'm just saying, I think it's a good look. I don't think that everyone needs to be on the scale of 10 to 20 millions and things like that. But I also think that, everybody should get a piece of the pie. So, tell me what you think. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. I am going to be doing Better Beer or Bet the House for a little bit more college football. I've only given y'all like 5 or 6, but I try to go for the best bets. I don't like going for just all of it and, and trying to be greedy. Very strategic, very, very mindful, Try to keep myself out of trouble. Try to keep the sharks at bay, if you know what I'm saying. So again, thank you for watching. You can find me on Patreon, full episodes. If you're on Patreon now and you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, look at the tiers. This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock.